Good morning you guys, it's Karen and I am back. I know that I've been away for a while and my apologies for that. If you ever see a lack of videos on here, it probably means that I have been struggling with my migraine, to be honest. But whilst I have been struggling with migraine, there's been lots of other things going on. So you know how I was having the kitchen redone and that just turned into like an absolute nightmare. It's taken 6 weeks for the kitchen to get done, and so we had a long time with having no kitchen, so that made things kind of tricky. We also had, Watson had an operation and his recovery has been kind of tricky. He's got an infection. We're actually going back to the vet this afternoon to see if the infection is gone in the wound, and that was also 6 weeks ago now. But like I said, the recovery wasn't easy on that, so I've had to, you know, keep him away from the walker and do a lot more with him myself. Plus, because it's been too hot, he hasn't gone to the walker as much, and so I've been doing little walks with him. Then both my husband and I got COVID, so it's been a hellish time, and not a time where I've been able to do videos, to be honest with you, either because there's just too much going on or because we've felt too ill between having a cold and then having COVID. So what I did think I would do, I was actually going to do a supplement empties, but then I thought, you know what, let me just show you my supplement collection, which is vast, as you can see. This is a nappy bag and that's full with supplements. I've been interested in supplements since I was about 14. I say that because I'm assuming I bought this book, and I don't think I bought it from a bookshop. I think it might have been in the chemist that I was working in, and it was the A to Z of vitamins, and I was just fascinated with this. And I think it's because I had a lot of health issues as a child. Like, I had knee problems. I didn't know about my hypermobility at the time. I had a lack of energy a lot of times, you know, there was various kind of health things going on, and so I was interested in supplements because it's something that I could try and buy, and I was really also interested in anything medical, and it was a sort of medical thing, you know. So I've been interested in supplements all my life. I did a herbal medicine diploma for a couple of years and really enjoyed that. I went to an evening class and whatnot, and it was really good. Now, although you see a massive, like I said, this is massive, this is all different supplements in here, there are a couple of duplicates in there, but not many. I think there's only 2 duplicates in there. But I don't take one of these every single day. What I've always done with supplements is I will take supplements according to how I feel. And so there are some in here that I take daily, and I take them daily because they aren't something that that affects the way you feel. So for example, I'll take something for my heart and cholesterol. I'll put that into my sort of daily pill box when I do my pills. And in fact, I do 2 weeks in advance, and I'll fill them up with things that I want to take daily. So anything to help the heart, anything to help the cholesterol. And I also put a pumpkin seed oil in there every day because that I know now helps my bladder. But there are other things that I'm either going to take in a more concentrated form and kind of cut out other supplements to see if they work, to test it, or I have yet to look into it fully, or I take as and when I need to. So if for example, recently I've been having COVID, I've been making sure I've been taking my vitamin C and my zinc. So just to let you know, I'm not taking like 100 tablets a day. I do take quite a lot. I would say I probably have like 8 or 9 tablets that I need to take that are medical prescription drugs, and then on top of that I probably take another 5 or 6, probably up to 10, depending on how I feel. So what I tend to do is once a day I'll sit down with this, once a day when time allows, and I'll go through and go, I'm going to have one of those because I'm feeling a bit this, or I'm going to have one of those, you know, that kind of thing. So let's see, what's the best way of doing this? Let me just plonk this here, and I think I'll just throw them on the floor, and then I can collect them as and when. If there are any of these supplements that particularly interest you, then please let me know, because I would like to come and talk more about them all, you know. One thing that I've just bought is Ultra Vitamin C. This is a new one to me. This is my empty. I was going to put this in my empties. This is the Vitamin C 250 milligrams with rose hips. Vitamin C and B complex are the 2 supplements that I would say for everybody to take, and to take every day. So I don't always take them every day, mostly because I'm taking so many other things. I don't always remember to take vitamin C, and I don't always have it in stock, if you like. The reason that I bought another packet, I just got these from Amazon. This is by Biopicnogonal. I like the Biopicnogonal tablets, is because I've got this COVID and it's going to help with recovery and whatnot. But the reason I say that I think those two supplements could be taken every day is because it's quite easy to become deficient in some B vitamins, and also they are both water soluble, which means that unless you go crazy, you generally can't overdose on them. You can't get too much in your system. They're only there temporarily. Like, you could probably take them twice a day, you know, morning and evening, and you will basically pee out anything that you don't need. So that's why I think they're good ones. They're kind of no-brainers to just take every day. This is what they look like. So I took one of these yesterday. When I do my kind of sit down, what am I taking today, I will take one of these, vitamin C. Vitamin C is best, if possible, to be taken with iron. So I will try to have that. If I can, if I know I'm going to be eating red meat or something, I'll take it with my dinner, or with, you know, like ham or sausages or something like that. Let me go through the ones that are in boxes, because you can see I've got a lot of tubes and then kind of pots, and then in here there's a lot of sort of just things like this. Okay, the next vitamin that I would say, or supplement that I would say that I think most people could benefit, is Picnogonal. So this is the one that I take. This is the Biopicnogonal. This is pine bark extract, basically. But if you look it up and you look up the studies that surround Picnogonal, there's basically evidence that it helps with everything. I mean, it is. The thinking is that this will help with aging. It can help with your heart. It can help with your blood sugar. There's so many things that Picnogonal is supposed to help with. So I've not got many left. As you can see, I've taken a lot of these. This is something that I take daily. So I put one of these into my pill pot daily. And I initially bought this because it is something that's thought to support cardiac health, and obviously I have issues in that area, so I'm going to need to try and speed myself up a bit, I think, because like I said, if I do an in-depth video, if there's anything you want an in-depth video on, that's where I'll talk more about it, but I'll just kind of try and chuck things to the side and tell you why I'm taking them. Another Vitabiotics, this is the Ultra Zinc with copper, just a tiny little green tablet. I've been taking that because of having a cold, of having COVID and having a cold. It helps with your immune system, but other than that, I don't take that regularly. Ultra vitamin D, I know that I'm deficient in D. I think it was back up to normal levels last time I tested, but it is something that I can easily get deficient in, so I take a high dose of vitamin D, also good for your immune system. These water balance tablets, this is a diuretic, it's a herbal diuretic. The reason I was taking this is because I have too much magnesium in my system. You would have seen, you know, a year ago perhaps, you would have seen lots of magnesium, different types of magnesium in here, because they're thought to help with migraines. But it ended up I had too much. And so one way to get rid of them is to have a diuretic, which reduces blood pressure also. So I wasn't, you know, I was happy to do that, and it can take some out of your system. This is interesting. This is olive leaf. I saw this. I think this might have been a Dr. Berg one. I'm not sure, but it was something that they said was very good for the heart. But actually, when I had a brief look into the research, it didn't look that promising. So it's one that I opened them and took one just to see how big the capsules were and, you know, what they were like. But I haven't had a chance to research that more. Like I said, when I looked at it, I was like, actually, the research wasn't all that great. But if I find out that there is any benefits, then I will, you know, slot them in, if you like. This, I'm not sure whether I should even be keeping these. This is Berberine. Berberine is something that I think it did initially come from Dr. Berg, but I've also seen a lot of other videos on it. This is something that controls blood sugar, and obviously my blood sugar is all related to my heart, in that if I become diabetic, it's going to make the heart problems more serious, etc. And I've always had problems with blood sugar, and so I have something called hyperinsulinemia. So anything that can help blood sugar is a plus for me. So I took these quite religiously for a while, and it's not something you need to wait months to see. It's something that you should be able to see instantly, and I saw no difference. I know a lot of people, these have worked for them, but yeah, I'm not sure I'm going to take those again, to be honest with you. This is Serrapeptase. This is a really interesting one. I'll show you what they look like. They're just little tablets. This was something I had never heard of until a man in the park when I was with Watson. So he had a dog and we were chatting away, and he knows Watson, and we were chatting away, and he told me about this, that he uses this for his arthritis, and that it's really successful. It's made from silkworm, I believe. And so I looked it up, and it's a little bit controversial in that it can cause some side effects. So I was really apprehensive, but he was saying that it might work for migraines. And so I got it for pain relief, basically, because I thought, well, I do have arthritis in my knees, and it's maybe something I can put on the list to try for migraines. I've only ever taken one of these tablets. I think the dose is a lot more than that. Take one tablet per day on an empty stomach. I think it's something you would need to take for a while before you saw any effect from this. But I just took one just to see if I got any side effects, and I didn't. But I've not yet tried this because there are so many other things, actual prescription medications and whatnot, that I'm trying for my migraines, that I've not got to a point where I'm like, okay, let me try this and see if this works, you know. It's a shame it wasn't just a pain pill rather than something you need to take regularly, but that's what I've got that for. Red krill oil is just something, I don't generally take omegas, but this has got the omegas in that you need, you know, the EPA and DHA. Red krill is a really good source of it, and I don't often take omegas because I eat so much salmon, but when I had the kitchen situation, I wasn't eating as much salmon as usual, so I did take a lot of these. You can see I've taken these, and omegas are just great for everything. Again, it's one of those things that I just think is really useful. Oh, these are actually my prescription tablets. These are these are iron tablets for when I was iron deficient. So I don't need to take those at the moment. I've actually got too much iron. And the last one that's in a kind of, no, that's not the last one in the packet. This one, I think there's only a couple left in here. I've taken nearly all of them. This is reishi, high strength reishi, so mushrooms. I've been really interested in mushrooms recently and been trying all sorts. Yeah, there's like 3 left in here, and I have to say I haven't seen any difference. Again, it was for not the migraine pain, but the kind of foggy brain and the lack of energy, you know, the fatigue. But it's been difficult because I've had COVID. I haven't taken these while I've had COVID. I just kind of stopped all the mushroom stuff except for the, I've got some powder that I have in my smoothie in the morning. It's not in here, it's in the cupboard. But this reishi I had high hopes for, because I do know a couple of people on a Facebook site that I'm on for migraines that have successfully used them to prevent their migraines. This is the first concentrated reishi that I've tried, so even though this didn't work, I'll try another brand because I think it's really hard to be able to trust a brand on how they've made a supplement and if they've got the right things in there and if it's strong enough, you know. And so I'm always happy to try different. I would probably try 3 different brands before I gave up on reishi, whether it works or not. You know, I think it's a bit unfair to just try one brand and go, no, it doesn't work for me. So I'm going to try reishi again, and I'm also going to try cordyceps. Okay, that's everything in that little corner. Let me just put this back, otherwise I'm going to be overrun with supplements on here. Oh, the final one this is my newest one. This is Sage, Ultrasage 1000 milligrams. So it's a really, really strong sage, because I think I saw them at 100 milligram, and this is, like I said, is 1000 milligram. I think somebody had said in a comment that they were taking this, and it's one of the ones that was on my list for menopause symptoms, because you remember I was saying I can't take HRT, or certainly it would be a long time before it was even discussed whether or not I could take HRT. I haven't, I've got problems with hot sweats and insomnia on and off, so I thought, well, let me get sage. And when I looked into sage, actually there's a lot more benefits, and one of them is cardiac. So I took one yesterday. They arrived yesterday, and I took one, I think. Did I take one? I'll see if there's one missing. Yeah, there's one missing. So I took one yesterday, so I've only just started these. I don't know how it would work. I have to say I slept like a log last night. So I don't know if that was in relation to this, because I do know that people have found it to help with their sleep. They've found it to help with hot flushes, so we shall see. This will be one that when I get my little basket out, I'll take one of these, and I'll probably add that in daily to my pill boxes. Okay, let me get all these out and then I'll put them back in. Okay, I really do need to speed it up now. This is vitamin E, but this is in the form of tocotrienols. So these are supposed to be the most powerful vitamin E. I think I take these for heart. These are heart related. Garlic oil. Garlic oil is something, I just think garlic is a wonder drug. I've talked about this before, and I take this for heart and for kind of immune, and there's a lot of properties in garlic that are good for you. This is one that I look through and I'll go, if I'm not taking too many others, I might take one of these. If I'm not going anywhere, like if I've got an appointment, I wouldn't take one of these because they do really make you smell, I think. You know, you can really smell the garlic. Ginger root. This is what I will take if I'm having problems with my indigestion. So if I have problems with, just a little tablet like that, with, you know, pain when I'm eating my food, or I could get acid reflux afterwards, I'll make sure I take one of these, and it is very helpful. Potassium, I think there's another potassium somewhere. Potassium is something that I bought, and actually I've used this for several things. I've used it when I was doing keto. I would take my own electrolytes, so potassium, I didn't want magnesium, potassium, calcium and salt. But also I've taken it because it's great to reduce heart rate, and obviously I had that really high heart rate issue, so that's why that. Green-lipped mussel, this is something that I want to take every day, but it's got to the point where there are too many supplements. I don't want to be taking this whole box of supplements every single day. But green-lipped mussel is the most researched for arthritis and for preventing it. And I actually give it to Watson every day, but it's something that I intend to take at some point when I've kind of narrowed down exactly what I want to take and what I, you know, believe is useful. This vitamin K2 Mk7, again, another sort of heart drug, if you like, and an all-round goodie, but I haven't looked into the evidence of this. I need to look into this myself. So it's one that I sort of took for a couple of weeks when I got it, and I haven't taken since. I need to look into it again. I have got Ubiquinol, so this is basically coenzyme Q10, and that's something that is another one that's thought to be helpful with migraines, so that's why I'm taking that. So I am taking that every day at the moment. This is my Super B complex. Remember I was saying that I think taking a vitamin C and a B complex is just a no-brainer, but B complex is great for energy and whatnot. I don't put this in my everyday tablet box because this is something that I will only take if I'm not going out, because it does irritate my bladder slightly. I definitely go to the loo more when I take this. You know, I'm going for a wee more when I take this, and it does, like I said, irritate it a little bit. So I don't take this if I've got anywhere to go, or I might just take it later on in the evening. This is by Swanson, and it's called the Ultimate 16 Strain Probiotics with FOS. This is a probiotic, obviously, but it has a specific probiotic strain that I wanted in it. Let's see if I see which one it was. Is it Helveticus? I can't actually remember exactly which one it was now, but it was one that is in, it's called Provitalize. You might have seen it if you ever watch TikTok or anything. There's this probiotic that is advertised as being a weight loss aid, if you like, for women with menopause. But when I looked into it, the main kind of thing in it was this particular strain of probiotic, and it is in this one. So I've not been taking this consistently because when I've had the COVID, you know, I've not felt like taking supplements. I've just sort of started taking it again the last couple of days. This is ashwagandha, and I honestly can't remember why I got this. I keep on coming across it and thinking I must look that up. I think there are a lot of benefits to it, but I think it may have been something to do with weight loss or blood sugar balance, something like that. I haven't taken it for a while. This is zinc. Oh, this is just another zinc. Like I said, there are a couple of duplicates there. This is my soy isoflavones. These are something that I do think helps with my hot flushes for sure. And it's quite good in that I don't feel like I need to take them every single day. But if I feel like I'm getting a hot flush, I will take a couple of these, and then it seems to kind of go away for a while, you know, for like days. And so it's good to have something like that. I don't necessarily need to take this a lot. It's quite a large dose. Take 2 capsules per day. Oh no, it's not at all. I thought it was going to be 2, like 4 times a day. Take 2 capsules per day. Yeah, so if I take 2 of these, they're pretty helpful, and it kind of stops the hot flushes for the day and the next few days. This is my pumpkin seed oil capsules. A lot of people ask me, why capsules? Why not just take pumpkin seed oil? I've tried pumpkin seed oil in my morning smoothie, and it changes the taste. It makes it taste very dusty. I don't like the taste of it, so that's why I take the capsules. It's just easier. This is peppermint capsules, peppermint oil soft gels. I take these, if I take a garlic, I normally take a peppermint capsule afterwards. And also, like today, I've got a funny taste on my tongue. And also when I was doing keto, I was taking these because you can kind of taste it in your mouth afterwards. But also these are supposed to be good for indigestion. So if I'm having indigestion problems, then I take a ginger and a peppermint, and I also give them to Kev, and he finds they help him. So that's useful. This is apple cider vinegar gummies. I'd read all sorts about apple cider vinegar. You know, they're supposed to help with weight loss. They're supposed to help with joint pain. But also I was interested in how they would make me feel, because I have problems with too much acid. And yeah, I went through a whole period of doing little tests. I did this test with bicarbonate of soda. You take it, I can't remember exact details, but it's like a quarter of a teaspoon in water first thing in the morning, and you then wait 20 minutes and count how many times you burp or something like that, you know, to see if you've got low stomach acid. But anyway, I do like the taste of these, but they just kind of exacerbate the problem that I've got with too much acid. And this is an advanced mushroom super blend. When I first decided to try mushrooms, I thought, well, let me just get one that's got kind of everything in it. And this is one that really I would like to take daily. I did take it daily for about a week and didn't notice anything major, because from everything I've seen about mushrooms, it's not something you need to wait months to see any effects. You know, you do get some effects immediately. And so I didn't feel that I did get anything from this, but I suspect if I took them long term, you might see something, if you see what I mean. It might just not be as big an effect. But I thought I would start off with a blend. And then I've tried lion's mane mushroom, and I took this until I got a bit of an upset tummy, and I thought, is it this? So I just stopped them. But this is something that I will take again. I believe in the power of mushrooms. You know, having researched it a lot, I've watched a lot of videos and looked at a lot of research. They do look like they've got some really great properties. So this is one that I'm happy to just take and see if I feel any different, and use up, if you know what I mean, and then assess it from there. And mushrooms is an area that I'll probably buy more supplements and try more, you know. Turmeric, this is something that I don't take often anymore. I used to take this every single day because I can't take anti-inflammatories. I can't take, you know, ibuprofen and that kind of thing. And so that's why I take this. But again, I've just been taking so many supplements that I don't want to be taking the whole basket. So it's one that's kind of fallen off because my knee wasn't doing too bad. My knee was the main thing I was taking it for the arthritis. But my knee has actually been bothering me this week. So again, when I go through these, I'll probably be like, you know what, I'm going to start taking these again, twice daily. These two are the same thing. They're both hibiscus flower. This is for blood pressure. And so I took these quite consistently when I was adjusting all of my blood pressure medication, and my blood pressure was quite high. So I don't know whether they helped or not, because they didn't seem to be honest. And it's something I need to have a look into again. I think this is a Dr. Berg thing. And I've already got one of these that I put into my empties thing, because remember I said I was going to do an empties. So this is my second purchase of this one. Slippery elm. Slippery elm is one that's really interesting, as I have tried it experimentally on Watson, because when he had, when we didn't know it was inflammatory bowel disease, we would try everything for his tummy. And it was really interesting because all it seemed to do is coat his poop in a mucus. It was very, very odd. It wouldn't really firm it up or anything. It would just coat it in a mucus. But that's kind of its purpose. Slippery elm is known as a bandage for the digestion system. So it may have helped with his cramps. You know, it may have sort of coated it and made it feel, smoothed it and soothed it, that kind of thing. But I also use this if we're going to have a meal out. For example, we went out for Kev's dad's birthday a couple of weeks ago. I took, I think it's 2 you take of these. Yeah, 2 of these, as well as my lansoprazole, because this acts in the same way as a lansoprazole, a kind of antacid type thing. And I do find that to be helpful. I get less effect from eating rich food when having some of those. This is calcium citrate. It's just calcium. I wanted this because I'm taking a separate vitamin D, so I didn't want a calcium with vitamin D in it. But I'm taking this to try and reduce my magnesium levels. So I'm taking one of those when I remember, or when I sit down with my little box there. This is L-Arginine. This I think is good for blood sugar, and I think there's some good effect on the heart, but it's another one on the list that I need to research into more, and I haven't taken for quite some time. Glucomannan, this is fibre. This was more of a sort of weight loss thing, and also a digestion thing, but you know, glucomannan is a good fibre that's supposed to fill you up. I don't take this very often because it's one that you need to take 30 minutes before a meal, and so you'd need to remember, you know, when I'm sitting going through these, it would need to be that specific time, and you need to drink a lot of water with it, but I do take it sometimes. I can't say it fills me up, I have to say. And then finally is niacin. I don't take this very often anymore. And I wish I had this in a tablet, not in a capsule. They're tiny little capsules, but I don't want to take this whole capsule because this is not a no flush niacin. This is just niacin B3. If you take this, this is, how many milligrams? I can't read it, but if you take this just as is, you'll flush, you'll go bright red and also be really, really itchy. So I like to take about half a capsule. But when I'll use this is when I've got acne. If I've got really bad spots or anything like that, this is something that brings the blood to the skin and seems to help with healing a bit, you know. So that's generally what I take it for. It's also, I think, supposed to help with anxiety. I think I might have wanted it for that at some point, but I haven't used this for quite some time. That, believe it or not, is everything in that bag. Like I said, the only other things I've got are, I have some packets of powder in the cupboard. So I've got maca powder. I've got another fibre thing. I can't remember the name of it now. I've got a couple of fibre things. I've got some collagen. I've got bovine collagen that I sometimes have in my smoothie. I should probably have that more, to be honest with you. And I've also got mushroom powder and things like that, you know. So yeah, that's everything that I currently have. There are many other things that I have tried over the years, like I could list them all. But if there's anything that you're interested in that you think I should be taking, please feel free to let me know, and I'll tell you if it's something I've taken in the past, if I've ever tried. You know, like for example, I used to take milk thistle, but it actually caused me indigestion. I have tried St. John's wort before. I've tried saw palmetto. There's many things I've tried over the years. Licorice, marshmallow, all for bladder. Yeah, lots and lots of things. But I hope that you found that interesting. Let me know what kind of things you would like me to focus on supplement-wise, if there's any of those that particularly interest you. And, you know, the ones with the most votes, if you like, I will focus on. Let me know your #1 supplement. What is your top 5 maybe that you have to take every single day and that you really believe in? That would be really interesting. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you again soon.